Week number 10, guys. I'm so sad that this is the last card of the season, but I'm so happy that we got this fight. This is a banger of a matchup. They did us a really big favor by putting this bantamweight fight on the card. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about it. The thing that's going to throw people off is the commentators specifically. So we've got Juan versus Juan, and that's going to trick somebody on the commentary booth where they're not going to know who the heck they're talking about, which is going to be hilarious, and that's just how it goes. We got Juan versus Juan, but two different languages, so I'm down for it, right? But this is a good matchup, really, really fun, and I think this might be one of the better fights of the season if it goes like I think it will. We have Juan Díaz. He is what you expect from a Peruvian fighter. He's got cardio, he's got durability, and he just got a ton of output. That's what you expect from Peruvian fighters. That's what you get with Juan Díaz. He's 14-1-1, that one draw in there, 5-0 in the last 5. There's a lot to like. He's the champion down at the Lux promotion. He's taking on Kwon Won Il. So 1-1, right? Kwon Won Il. Kwon Won Il, you look at 14-5 and you see 3-2 in his last 5, and you're probably like, oh, this guy sucks. He's coming off a loss, and he's 3-2 in his last 5. This guy must be terrible. He's probably the B-side here. Let me throw something at you, though, because dude's been fighting over 1 championships, and the 2 losses are to the same guy. And this is this fella Andrade over there, right? He's the champion and 1. You know how Renier de Ridder has pretty much just beaten everybody he's fought in the UFC? Actually, he has beaten everybody he's fought in the UFC, and he's like pretty close to being in line for a title shot. And he came over from 1 championship. That Andrade guy would be the same. Yeah, absolutely. That dude is a monster. And so when I watched the fights with Kwon Won Il, I said, "Oh, okay, I got it. That guy is what the top level of 1 championship has to offer." And I think he would do the same thing to most of the bantamweights that you see outside of like the top 5 maybe for the UFC. So I don't hold that much against him because this dude's good, but that guy that he fought it's real good. So let's break this one down, right? So for Kwon Won Il, talk about him first, right? 3-2 in the last 5. Like I said, he's coming off of a loss, which isn't great, but come on. Either way, this dude is a solid striker, super, super fun fighter. The dude comes forward with power shots, and he rips the body like he's just trying to punch all the way through you, like something out of a friggin' anime where they like punch and their fist comes out the other side. That's what this dude's looking to do, right? He's ripping them body shots like it's nobody's business. Tons of volume. Knees, the knees could be tricky because a lot of his knees are when the guy's got a knee on the ground, his opponent, or like 2 knees, and he just obliterates them. You can't do that in the UFC, so that could be tricky. Hopefully he doesn't screw that up, get himself disqualified. That would be a really lame way for this fight to end. But good slip and counter style. He just get off the center line and come back with a big shot, whether he's working something to the head or to the body. He does a really good job just slipping and countering. Sometimes he'll get hit on those because slipping's hard to do. Sometimes he'll slip out of the way. Sometimes he won't. But he's throwing something back. His combinations are beautiful. He mixes up levels to the body and the head with them. Yeah, absolutely on the feet. This dude is a really good striker, and when he hits you, the sound it makes is great. Decent grappling. It's very defensive. He has decent takedown defense, super tough to control, and he's really good at just working his butt off to get back to his feet. So defensively, this is what he's going to do. This is where he wants to be, right? For Juan Díaz, like I said, he's what you expect from a Peruvian fighter. There's something to that. Like Peru is really high up, like altitude-wise. Like I know that there's some places in Peru that like people work like on the like up high enough elevation that like vegetation can't even grow, like on the tops of these like mountains, because a lot of people live in mountains essentially, not like inside of the mountain, but like in like the mountain range, you know what I mean? And like up on top of the mountains where like some of these guys work, like in these like mines and stuff, like when you get up there, there's not even, it's past the point of elevation that vegetation can grow. So there's like the oxygen levels are just different. So the cardio that you get from living there, and apparently it helps your durability too, because I've never seen a Peruvian that doesn't have a good chin. It's one of those things that like your body, it just like adapts to not having oxygen. So when you get down to like sea level or close to, Vegas isn't at sea level, of course, but it's way lower than Peru. Your cardio is just going to be next level. And that shows through with guys like Diaz, with all the other fellows that we see come from Peru. That is true to the letter. He is a good striker, though, is Juan Díaz. Now, Juan Díaz, he's got this really steady pressure where he's just kind of inching forward. He's not coming forward heavy. He's just real steady forward. Basic combinations. Now, that's kind of what you want. That doesn't mean a bad thing. Basic means you just keep it simple. He can throw 1-2-3, a 2-3-2, stuff like that. He's putting together the combinations that you probably learned in your first, however, month or two of boxing, and he's just putting them together clean, just at one after another, constant volume, active jab, just boom, just keeping it coming, just slow and steady pressure, builds his volume as the fight goes on. He has a lot to like on the feet, but he doesn't have a ton of power. When he's getting knockouts, it's attritional, and this dude's fighting 5-rounders down in Lux. And if he's getting knockouts a lot of the time for his fights, it's because like guys are just broken by the fact that they can't keep up with this guy. So there is that. Like he's not hitting somebody and they're just flat. You know what I mean? The opposite is true for Kwon. Kwon hits somebody and they can just crumble. Diaz is breaking them over time. He's breaking them down. Now that's the thing. Like, do these power shots knock out a guy like Diaz? I don't know. He's Peruvian. It's just what it is. So I don't know. That's pretty crazy to think about. But we don't get 5 rounds either. So that doesn't really help Diaz because his whole, like, I just break these guys over 5 rounds just by coming forward and throwing tons of volume. That is different. But he has fought 3-rounders before, I will say offensively, he's going to be the better grappler as Diaz. They were talking about earlier in his career that he was like a jiu-jitsu guy. And I did see him do some grappling and stuff, but he seems to have pretty much gotten away from that. He seems to be a striker now. So even though he might have at one point been more into the grappling side of things, not much anymore. Every now and then he throws in a takedown, and he's decent at them. It's nothing like super explosive, but he does one. Pretty good back taker still. Like that's a thing. Good decent takedown defense. He's also really tough to control. Realistically, I think we're getting a striking match. And the fact that it's 3 rounds, I think Kwon is going to take this thing. I think that this dude is going to impress a lot of people with his striking. It'll be interesting to see, though, if he's able to get the finish. But for me, give me Kwon 1-il to get this one done. I know he's 3-2, like I said. Do not let that just completely mess you up. Because trust me when I tell you that Andrade guy that he fought was very, very, very good. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button on your way out if you enjoyed this, and check out the rest of the videos in the Dana White's Contender Series playlist. It should be up on screen right now, and I will see you in one of those videos.